Let's knock out a couple of these other guys. We're going in reverse order here, so I guess we just stick with it. Go right into Kevin O'Connell.
My
Your
guy. He was my guy maybe since the time they announced that they wanted him. And guys, I've never been higher on him. Did some more digging the past 18 hours, and I like him even more. Guys, I am convinced he is the next Sean McVay 2.0. He is Sean McVay 2.0 more than any other person that's come out of the Rams, because he has everything that Sean McVay has. He has the infectious personality, the energy, and Sean McVay it is a really good leader because of those things. So I think Kevin O'Connell can be a really good leader because of those things. And on top of that, he is Sean McVay's right-hand man in terms of developing the offense, in terms of working with the quarterbacks, and not only having Matthew Stafford have the best year of his career. A lot of people say, well, yeah, they traded 2 first-round picks for him. He should have been good. But he and Sean McVay, Kevin and Sean, both helped Matthew Stafford get there. And how good is Jared Goff? It seems like he's like a good backup in the NFL right now. Yep. And what did he do? What did he and Sean McVay do with Jared Goff? They made him look really good, way better.
Respectable at the very least.
Exactly, way better than he was. They had success with him. So that is just so many feathers in the cap from him. I've already mentioned in the past that Brandon Staley tried to take him to be his offensive coordinator, so Staley really likes him. Sean McVay, the only guy he's done this to, said, no, I'm not letting you leave. You're staying here pretty much until you get a head coaching job. So this is a guy that he has everything. He is the next Sean McVay 2.0, and I don't know how you could say no to a Sean McVay 2.0. I talked to someone yesterday that said he's going to blow them out of the water. I just hope the Broncos are open for that, because if they are, he will, I think in my mind, he'll absolutely be in the top 3 for the Broncos. My only concern about him really quick is the leadership of the entire team, if he truly is this Sean McVay 2.0 that I think. And what I mean by that, Sean McVay hasn't been afraid in the past when a game's going on and his defense is on the field to turn his back to the defense and go over to the bench. That may scare George Paton in terms of leadership of an entire team, and we know that's what he's looking for. So that's something that maybe George Paton doesn't like. I wouldn't mind it, but that's my hesitation.
I mean, the thing is, it's interesting to talk about that with McVay, because one of the things that I like about Zac Taylor in Cincinnati is that he does focus more on the defense than Sean McVay does, and in fact hands off most of the offensive scheme during the week to Brian Callahan, and we're going to get into him to that on the other side. And so there's different flavors to people coming out of the McVay tree. Is Kevin O'Connell going to be more like Zac Taylor and really kind of say, all right, I'm going to take my hands off the reins, at least of the game planning on the offensive side, enough to be involved with what the defense is doing, and then have somebody trustworthy. So one of the questions I think that would be worth asking Kevin O'Connell is, all right, who's going to be your right hand on the offense, and are you going to be that coach that does coach for the entire team, or are you going to turn your back to the defense when they're on the field? And I think, like you said, if he's thinking more in terms of doing exactly what Sean McVay does and really saying hands off on the defense to the point where you're not watching everything, I don't know if that's going to go over that well. I think you are looking for somebody who's a little more like Zac Taylor, who does try to make himself involved on the defensive side and does try to understand, I'm coaching the whole team here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think his answer, unfortunately for his case for the Broncos, I think it would be more so, I'm going to do the Sean McVay route, because Sean McVay's had a lot of success with that. Why wouldn't he do what his mentor and his, if you're the right-hand man to someone, what does that make them to you?
His general?
His general, yes, because that's what his general has done, and it's worked out so well for him. And, man, I think that's a turnoff for the Broncos, Mase. It's not a turnoff for me.
I can imagine it would be. Is it a turn on or turn off for the Broncos if he says, "Hey, I'm going to do exactly what Sean did and hire Wade Phillips to be my defensive coordinator"?
Oh yeah, have you guys heard of Vic Fangio? I'm going to bring him back.
Yeah.
See that now? Honestly, if he did say Wade Phillips is my defensive coordinator, that would put it. That more than anything else he could do, that would put him at the top of the list.
For the Broncos or for you?
For me, seriously.
I love it.
Because we could even see like there's the Wade Phillips effect. Yeah, it does decline over 3 years, but that first year and that second year, there is still a Wade effect.
Yeah.
Because he went to LA, immediately upgraded that defense.
Yep.
So if that was his plan, that hey, I can get Wade Phillips to come back, sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up
go,
for
baby.
for every sign me up for every aspect of Wade, right down to the fact that I do like it if O'Connell has somebody there close to him who has been a head coach. One of the things, like we get into Brian Callahan, would he bring Jim Caldwell along? I would love that if he did. If you don't have the experience, is there someone there who is a good guide? I don't think there are many better Sherpas for a young head coach than Wade Phillips would be, because he's somebody who is very upfront about his mistakes as a head coach. And he's, to the point where I think he's very self-deprecating, more than he needs to be. I've said to Wade a few times, you're a better head coach than you think you were.
But
he's always like, but that's just kind of how he is. He's very modest, and he's very open about, okay, I did this. I wish I had done differently. Maybe we make a different choice here.
Yep. I mean, he didn't even want the interim role when Gary Kubiak missed that game.
Right, went to Joe D.
Yep, exactly, and that was tough.
Joe D was proud of himself, though.
I was proud of Joe D.
Hey,
I'd like Joe D to come back.
I would take Joe D back coaching the special teams in a
Without a
heartbeat.
doubt.
Heartbeat. Okay, so
But I don't think
feel like
Rams are letting him
O'Connell
go.
is to you what Mike McDaniel is to me. You got the man crush.
Yep.
We're both kind of putting our names on. Unfortunately, my guy didn't even get an interview.